Over the past few weeks, I've gotten the same question a few times. How do I save a sample once I record it into the MPC-1? This video is going to cover how to save your sample once you get it recorded into your MPC. Check it out! What's up, everybody? My name is Matthew Stratton with MatthewCreating.com, home of the MPC-1 Essentials course. If you just got the MPC-1 and you're wondering where to get started, I have a course that covers over 7 hours of detailed training on the MPC-1. I'll leave a link in the description for that course. So I put my headphones on so I can hear what I'm doing, but if you look at my MPC-1, I have a new empty project open. If you go to Menu and then go to Sampler, we're going to get the sampler. Here's where we can actually record anything we want to inside of the MPC-1. In this case, I'm going to use my turntable that's plugged into my DJ mixer, and my DJ mixer is going into the inputs of the MPC-1. Okay, so we got inputs 1 and 2 set on the MPC, and then right here, we can actually turn this from off to on so we can monitor the inputs of the MPC-1. So whenever I drop the needle on the turntable, I'm going to be able to hear when I'm actually recording. Personally, I set the max length all the way up to as much as it can go, which is 19 minutes and 59 seconds, because I can manually start and stop the recording at any time. Now, when the threshold is all the way down here, in order to start the recording, all I need to do is press the arm button. So what I'm gonna do is drop the needle, press arm, start the recording, and then stop the recording. It's gonna be that simple. So I'm gonna drop the needle now. All right, I'm just gonna hit arm. Okay, and then stop. All right, now I don't need very much of the sample to show you this. I just want to show you how you can record and save that sample. So when I wanted to record, I pushed the arm button, and then when I wanted to stop the recording, I pushed that same exact button again, and it stopped the recording. And then whenever the recording stops, it gives me a screen that says keep or discard sample. So in this area, I have several different options. I have save, play, discard, keep, or edit. Here is a save button. So this is how you would save your sample from the sampler. If you wanted to preview what you recorded, you can press the play button and you can hear what you did record. If you're happy with your recording, you can rename it right here with the keyboard. So you could just call it whatever you want. I'm just going to say drum break. Okay, so I renamed it there. And if I'm happy with that name, I can press save. This is how you would save this sample. Now, by default, it takes you to the internal drive /MPC documents /samples. Now, you can save your sample right here, which is okay, but the internal drive does tend to fill up pretty fast once you start saving a lot of samples. So I do recommend using an external device. I like to use SanDisk SD cards, and I also have an external USB drive that I use as well because I like to save things in 2 different places, but this SD card is fairly inexpensive. I'll leave a link for it in the description. And this is a 64 gigabyte one. Akai Professional's website says you can use up to 2 terabyte SD cards. So I'll leave a link for that in the description. I'll leave a link for that FAQ in the description as well if you do want to confirm that information. So I'm going to plug this into the SD card slot. It's going to show up right away. I'm going to go to my MPC-1 SD card. I already have a folder named samples. So if you do need to create a folder, you can make a new folder right there by pressing new folder. But I already have this samples folder, so I can just go into there and then I can save it right here. Actually, let me create a new folder so I can show you that. I'm going to name this breaks. So I'm going to save it right here into that folder. That's pretty much it. That's how you can record samples on the MPC-1 and save them directly from the sampler on the MPC-1. If you're finding value in this video, consider giving it a thumbs up below. It's going to help this video get seen by those who want to see it. I appreciate you for doing that. So let's say you recorded a sample in here, or you loaded a sample and you just want to edit that sample and then save the edited sample. What you can do is after you record your sample or load it, you can go to your menu. You can go over to where it says sample edit. You can load your sample here. If it doesn't show up right away, you can select it up there. This is the only sample that's in this project. So that's the only sample that's going to show up. Now, when you're in sample edit, you can edit the sample. So let's say I wanted to edit this sample. So what I could do is I could take this start flag. I could pull it in. Let's say I only wanted to keep that kick drum. What I could do is pull that start flag to here. I pull this end flag to here. It's going to basically select that part of the sample. Then I can process it. I could discard the rest of it. And now I only have that part of the sample. Let's say I wanted to make it louder. I could process it. I can go into the different options here. I can normalize it. Okay, now it's a little bit louder. And I can keep editing this particular sample as much as I want. And when I'm happy with the edit, what I can do is actually assign this sample to a pad, and then I can save that pad. If you notice in the MPC sample edit, there's no option to save your sample directly. As of firmware version 2.9, there's no way to save directly from sample edit. So what you can do is actually assign this sample to an existing drum program, or even make a new drum program. And then when you assign it to a pad in that program, you can save that pad. I'm going to show you step by step how to do this. So if you look right here, you can press assign. This is going to give you the option to assign this sample to a pad. So by default in the MPC one, there's going to be drum program 001. I'm just going to assign it to this drum program on pad A01 and non-destructive slice. That's fine. Press do it. Once I assign that, I can go over to main and then make sure I have drum program 001 selected, press the edit right there. And then there's an option to save current sample. So if I press save current sample, I can save this sample. Okay. So if you follow the steps that I just showed you, you could save any sample on the MPC one. And again, I don't recommend using your internal drive just because it could fill up so quickly. So I'm going to use my MPC one SD card. Then I can go into my samples folder that I created. And then, I could pick where I want to go ahead and save this. So I could put, a new folder, drums, and then I could put kick drum or just kick, press do it. And I can save it right into that folder. Now, if I want to load that sample up at any time, I can go to my browser and then, select my SD card and go to it, but it already went right to it. So let me show you. If I'm on the internal drive, I can go to MPC1 SD card. And if I select that, I can go to my samples folder. Then I can go to my drums folder that I just created. That kick drum is going to be right there. I can press load. So now that that's loaded up, it's going to be in the sample pool, and then I can go to sample edit, edit it more. I can assign it to a drum kit. I can do whatever I want with that sample now. I hope you found this valuable. Again, I'll leave a link in the description for those resources I talked about. I'll leave a link for the Akai Professional FAQ that I was talking about. And I'll leave a link to my online course if you are interested in learning more about the MPC one. Thanks again for watching, commenting, and liking. My name is Matthew. I hope you continue to create music, and we'll talk soon. Peace out, y'all.